Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Kamen Rider 01 HybridRise figure from the Rider Kicks figure series. This basically is a version of 01 that can combine with the 4 sets of armor. So that way you can actually have some of the different armor configurations, because in the Rider Kicks figure line so far, they really haven't done anything as far as different forms. They've just done like the main form of each rider. And I was really hoping they were going to do some of the form changes. They didn't do them as individual figures, but this is kind of like a compromise. It's one 01 body that you can then swap out these different armors with. So it looks kind of fun. You can see on the back here, you can get Flying Falcon, Rising Hopper, Flaming Tiger, Biting Shark, and Freezing Bear. If you want to get crazy and make your own combinations, you can also do that as well, because the parts are all connectable to the same body, so you can kind of do whatever you want, and they show you that here in the middle, that you can make whatever you want. I'm probably just going to show off the main configurations, but just know that you can make whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead, get this guy out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. Alright, here is the hybrid figure in the base form for 01. And I don't know, it's just something off about him. His legs just look too thick with the armor attached. It kind of reminds me of just like big baggy pants on someone who's like wearing a small t-shirt, or maybe even bare chested. I don't know. It's weird. It's just it looks too thick in the leg area. I don't know what it is. For comparison, here is the RKF of just 01, like the non-transforming figure, just the basic figure. I definitely think I like how this one's a little bit brighter yellow. This one's a little paler, but this one obviously looks better just because, you know, everything's just painted on and it doesn't have these weird thick components. The other thing is just, oh, now you're gonna put me to shame. These things were falling off like every 10 seconds. Let me get him out of the way. These armor pieces on the left, there you go. Like, I barely touched that. They just don't, the way they connect is really weird. And you can see how it's like this weird, like U-shaped piece of plastic that's supposed to fit into this hole here on the leg. So right there. So you put this in and it kind of like, but see, look, now this one just fell off. I'm barely touching these. Like, again, it's a weird U of plastic that fits into like a slot, and it doesn't, they barely peg in. Like, it's too shallow. I don't know why they didn't just do pegs and peg holes. Like, think about how Geo did the armor all last year. It was perfectly fine. I'm not really sure why they didn't just do simple pegs and peg holes like they used to do, or those L-shaped things they do all the time. They work great. They're snug. These are too shallow. They're not pegged in deep enough, so they get knocked off all the time. Again, just for comparison, here is the C. This one just fell off. I barely moved it. Oh my god, these things, they're driving me crazy. Like, they're really terrible. God, now this one. The other thing is, like, if I go to push it in, it ends up sticking to my thumb. But anyway, here's the Soto figure. I think it looks a million times better. It's got all paint, mostly paint. It even has some accessories. This guy has no accessories, no swords, guns, anything. The driver is yellow. That does not change, so no matter what form. In this form, he does have, like, the head can swivel from side to side, a little bit up and down. Typical shoulder for an RKF. It can also spin. You have a bicep swivel 90 degrees at the elbow. The fists rotate because you can, like, pull them out just like a normal RKF. You have that same kind of torso joint. There you go. That just fell off. Jeez. Kick forward, kick to the back. No thigh swivel, 90-degree bend in the knee, and then you get a ball joint in the ankle. And these things just continue to fall off. And please don't think I'm pushing them off to make a point. I'm really not. Just any handling of the figure unintentionally makes them fall off. I'm really not trying to push them off. I wish they stayed in place better. I really do. Because I paid like $30 for this thing and it's driving me insane. Alright, stay on. But anyway, yeah. So either the RKF standalone 01 or the Soto beats this form in my book. All right, so I wanted to show you how this comes apart. I mean, obviously, you know how these just, you look at them and they fall off. We'll put all that off to the side. This torso plate comes off as well. And sometimes it sticks great. Other times it falls off a lot. I don't know. The only thing that actually stays on and is worth anything in this whole set is the different heads. They're actually kind of difficult to get out. And you can see how weird he looks. It's a really creepy looking thing. So there you go. All right, first up we'll do the shark. So we'll bring the pieces for the shark in. He's got these little handheld, not handheld, they're more like wrist fin straps here. So you can see it's got kind of a weird beveled angle and then a little bit of a downward piece of plastic. And these actually peg in decently. It's kind of difficult to get them to peg in, but once you do, they hold pretty well. So we'll put these in as long as I line it up. Okay, so they stay on fairly decently. Again, the head pieces all peg in pretty well, and that'll stay in. This chest plate pops in here, and then these things I believe are supposed to peg in down here on the shin. Okay, so there you go. There's the shark. I don't know. It just seems like something's missing. These shin things are decent. This one actually, I think this one might hold together out of all the different forms the best. These hold on pretty well. The head definitely is fine. These occasionally fall off, but not too bad. And the chest isn't too bad. But I don't know. It's just something about it. It looks really sparse. Like it just, I don't know. Just for comparison, here is the Soto figure of Shark. And again, I just feel like there's more color. Again, he comes with an accessory that this one doesn't come with. But I mean, you have, yes, there's stickers, but you have stickers here on the feet. This is painted on. You have stickers here on the legs, which I don't think he has any stickers there. But I don't know. I think just with the shoulder pads actually being on the shoulders, I think that looks better because when they do it like this, it makes it look very kind of bare, especially from the back. But this is okay. The Shark's not bad. The Shark's not bad. It's one of the better ones in my opinion. But I don't know. It just still seems a little lacking, but it actually holds together fairly well, which I like. All right, so next up we have Flying Falcon. Really not a lot. I feel like Flying Falcon has more than this, but I could be wrong. So go ahead, peg in the head. Now, the thigh pieces. This one pegs in without much issue. This one, I push it in, and it just immediately pops back out. No matter what I do, it will not stay in. I don't know what it is. It's almost like it doesn't fit right. But you can feel it when you push it in, and you can kind of see it too. Like, it just immediately pops back out. I don't know why. I don't know if I'm putting it in wrong. I've tried, like, different angles and things. I really don't know what I'm doing wrong. It will not stay in. So, whatever. That one's off. And then you have this chest plate. So there you go. There's Flying Falcon. I mean, the head and the chest plate look okay. But again, here's the Soto figure. This is all paint. All the pink on this guy is paint. All of this yellow is paint. It's just a little bit of stickering on the back and on the side of the head. I do think this is a better shade of pink. I do think this magenta is a little too dark. I think I said that back in the review for this guy. But I mean, considering I can't even get one of the thigh pieces to peg in, once again, I'm going to have to give it to the Soto figure. But I think the head and the chest on this are okay. But, yeah, I mean, again, it's just a little lackluster. All right, next up we're going to do Flaming Tiger. I'm going to go ahead and take the hands off first because I feel like trying to do that after you peg other stuff in is going to be impossible. Everything's going to go flying everywhere. He does come with 2 red fists. Now, unfortunately, he just comes with 2 closed fists. That's it. So if you want to keep an open hand, I mean, not that you have any accessories or anything to put in the open hand, but you'd have to stick with the black hands because both the red ones are closed fists. Otherwise, you have these head pieces that you have to peg into the forearms here. I will say that pretty much everything that pegs into the forearms stays on well, because that has a connector very similar to how like the old stuff with the L-shaped connectors, like in every other gimmick figure line that we've gotten. That's how they connect things. Like, you know, XA did it. Geo certainly did it. Even Build, I think, when they had to connect something. So like those connect on and they stay pretty well. Anything in the forearm section. His chest plate is pretty terrible. Kind of the same issue I had with the thigh for Flying Falcon. Like I peg it in and it wants to come off like immediately. And I don't really know why. So it'll kind of stay, but... Oh, now it's going to prove me wrong. Fine, whatever. Stay on there. That's what I want anyway. These ones that peg into the thighs aren't bad. These stay on decently. Certainly much better than the Flying Falcon ones do. But again, it's kind of a weird... Because it's like so close to the edge of the plastic, you have to kind of like dip it in. Come in at an angle. Is this gonna prove me wrong? It connected earlier. What are you doing? There we go, stupid thing. Oh, see, it sticks to my finger. Oh my god, I hate this thing so much. You guys are seeing my anger and frustration develop in real time. This is captured forever. Alright, so this thing is on here. And then clip the stupid head on. So like, oh, see what I'm saying? Because that's the problem. Like I go to do it, and then because the plastic is kind of cheap, it sticks to my thumb. And then as I pull my thumb away, it takes it with it. So like this one, the thighs actually connect pretty decently and the forearms connect decently, but I can't get the chest to connect worth a damn. So it's just frustrating because it's like every single set has something in it that is holding it back. So like, okay, he looks all right, but you know as soon as you do anything with him, that chest piece is going to fall off. Because it's like the more I push it in, the worse it connects. So like, I don't know, maybe that's the problem. Maybe I really need to just kind of just like loosely connect it. I don't know. Whatever. It looks okay. It's just so frustrating while you're trying to play with it. Sorry, I wanted to show off the Soto real quick. So in this case, I think I like the darker red a little better. But I mean, look how more developed like all these like forearm pads, shoulder pads, the chest pad. And that's all red is paint. That's all paint. So I don't know. Again, I just feel like this one honestly doesn't look terrible. But I just think this one has more detailing, better paint applications. And the chest doesn't fall off at the drop of a hat when you touch it. So again, plus he comes with different hands. He's got open hands, closed hands, like this Vegeta getting ready to deliver a big bang attack hand. I don't know. So, all right, last up we have Freezing Bear. You have the chest plate here that pegs in. He also has two closed hands. So we'll peg those in. And then he's got a connection here. And again, we have the chest plate fall off because it is garbage. Peg this in. And pop the head on. The head for this one is kind of a pain in the butt. I don't know why it doesn't. There it goes. And then we'll put this back on so it can fall off again. I think the problem is all of these are the shoulder pads and the chest in one, and it's just not a good look. They needed individual shoulder pads because that just looks cheesy. Like, it looks okay, but it's really not that great. I mean, I'm going to show you again. This is the Soto. Look how much translucent plastic this has for the ice effect. The shoulders, the chest, the forearms, the back. All of that even on the face, there's translucent plastic to give you the ice effect. This has a sad sky blue chest shoulder combo plate that like falls off at the drop of a hat. Again, this guy comes with multiple different types of hands. Like, ugh, I'm so vastly disappointed by this whole set. It's ridiculous. Look how good this is. This looks like a vinyl doll or something really. Not that vinyl dolls are bad, but vinyl dolls are cheap because they're made cheap. They don't cost much. They're very cost effective. This looks like a cheesy vinyl doll, but you know, you paid $30 for it. I really can't even begin to say how supremely disappointed I am with this set. I was looking forward to this. I thought it was a neat idea. You know, they're not going to do like really what I wanted. I would have been happy to just get RKF figures of all the forms. It doesn't have to transform. Just give me the forms so that they just look good and I can display them. And that's not even close to what happened. How do I put this stupid thing back on? Oh, these go on the bottom. That's my problem. That's my problem. They are for the shins, not for the thighs. But yeah, I don't know. It's not fun. It's increasingly frustrating. Like, the more you try to put armor on, the more it just falls off. And I don't know why they didn't make these easier to peg on. Like, the pieces themselves are fine. It's just the connection to the figure that's terrible. You know what I mean? All you would have had to do is make them simple pegs and peg holes. Very similar to how all of the Geo armor worked last year. That's all you would have had to do. I don't know why they chose these weird U-shaped, like shallow square peg holes so that nothing really pegs in. And the more you try to push it in, all it does is make it pop back out because, you know, it's the peg is just too shallow. It's just kind of resting in there, and as soon as you push it in, it just kind of falls out. I just don't know why they did that. I don't know why they didn't just make the pegs longer. That's all you really would have had to do. Make the peg a little bit longer so that it really pegs in there. Now, maybe they were worried that you'd never be able to get it out again, but I feel like there's an easy enough way to grasp this and kind of wiggle it out till it comes out. I don't know. It's just the connections are way too tentative. They don't connect enough. The ones that do, like I would say, all the forearm connections are pretty solid. But I have a lot of problems with the thighs, the calves, ankles, whatever you want to call this area, and the chest. The heads connect well, and the forearms connect well. Everything else is kind of a joke. So here, I'm going to throw the box in here real quick. There we go. It's a shame. It's a shame because I was really looking forward to this, and it's really not great. I'm honestly just going to advise you to get the Soto figures because you can get all of these forms. You can display them all the time if you get a complete set, a complete box. Not like a full case, but they call them like complete set or complete box, so they give you the right amount of bodies. You can display all 5 of these forms at the same time. The pieces snap on, stay snapped on. It has more detail. It has accessories. Everything doesn't just fall apart at the drop of a hat, and everything looks so much better. Like I was excited for this set, and I'm really disappointed. I think this is going to go back in the box, and I'm probably never going to look at it again because it's not fun. It's frustrating, and it's kind of cheap feeling, which is strange to me because like Rider Kick figures are pretty good. I have no problem with them. So it almost doesn't feel like this is made by the same company. Like it feels like a dollar store knockoff or something. It's weird. I don't really understand. I don't understand how you can go from one standard of quality to another. I mean, even just putting the 2 Rider Kick figures next to each other, they don't really look the same. Like they have the same kind of articulation. I don't know. I just feel like we've done plenty of series in the past where you've had armor connections. Geo, Gaim, you know, just the first couple I can name off the top of my head, X-Aid. They've all had gimmick lines where you connect armor, and they've all been perfectly fine. And then this one is just a fall apart mess. And I don't get it. and it's really a shame. I mean, maybe it's possible that mine's just a QC issue, and there are other versions of this figure out there that the connections are good and strong, and I hope that's the case, because I hope they're not all like this one, because this one is just a frustrating mess of junk. So I say, if you want forms, go get yourself some Soto figures. Yes, you have to put the stickers on, and it takes a little bit of time, but at the end of the day, you are left with a better figure, with better articulation and better detailing, and it stays together much better than these do. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you got one of these and yours holds together better, please tell me in the comments below, because I would love to have hope that this whole style of figure for everyone isn't a piece of junk, and if I just got a bum one, it happens. Like, whatever, I have my Soto figures, I'll be fine. I hope that all the ones across the board are not like this, so feel free to tell me in the comments below if you got one that isn't a piece of junk. But otherwise, let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. What else do I have to say? Comment, subscribe, you know the drill. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching.